What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's the morning time. What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's the morning time.
What's up? What's up? Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? We have another day on this planet. It is Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. What's up, MP? Good morning, sir. Good morning. MP, the coffee's flowing, the banana is hitting the stomach. He is on one, y'all. He's here early, finally. After weeks and weeks and weeks of being the latest one on the couch, he's here. Good morning, David. How are you doing? How is everything? I do have a question for David coming up real soon in my full page of notes. Guys, I do not consider myself a writer, but when the juices start flowing in the morning, I can't stop myself from writing. I have a real problem with, I think that I should just like write like a like 2 words as the note that will trigger me to think the thought, but then I get worried that I'm gonna not remember what those 2 words represent, and so I just end up like these are like all full sentences, like as if I'm writing a script to read, but I definitely don't wanna be sitting here reading a script while I'm talking to you guys, so still a work in progress, as you know, always a work in progress, this shenanigans of a show. Um, Note time. I want to know when you go back on tour. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I see what you did there. Guys, if you didn't see my post, my daily post yesterday, I do some daily posts here and there. And I do I have it? It'd be better if I just had it right here. Where are you at, sucker? I think I hid it so that my office friend wouldn't find it randomly, but look at this. Look at this gem I found. Look at that. Where's the side by side? That's me in high school. Bleached tips, gold chain, little pendant there. Also have this banger. If you don't got one of these, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Got some little young doms in there. About this little seagull doo doo on my nose. Dude, old pictures are fun. Old pictures are fun. I have like gaggles of them. Good morning, Savvy. Good morning. Good morning, Coach Beard Tour. I don't think so. Oh yeah, sorry, the tour. Yeah, because MP called me a Backstreet Boy, so he's wondering when I'm going back on tour. That's where that came from. Let's tuck that back in the old hiding spot so that doesn't come out when it shouldn't be. Dom is back on. I had a fro for my high school picture. Dude, that's awesome. That's great. Bring that back for sure. Straight from 90s Nicola. Yep. Agreed. Agreed, sir. You know, sometimes you just gotta run it back and just appreciate where you came. My high school pictures are awesome. Yeah, aren't they? They're so great. Good morning, Caitlin. What's up? Mama Waffles is in the house. The waffle maker. How are we doing? Just popping in to say hi and then off to class. Get it done. Get it done, girl. Only a couple more weeks. Only a couple more weeks. And then you are off for the summer to probably do more stuff. I think I saw something about coaching or clinics this summer. So definitely not going to be taking the summer off, right? 5/21 is our last day. Nice. Yeah, I think ours is the 18th or 19th or something like that. So we're right there with you. We're counting. We're in the countdown. We're in the countdown. All good, Dom. I was the skater boy in high school, hair to my eyes, constant hair flip. Nice. 22nd for Savvy's kids. Sorry. Great, great, great. Is 5/21 better than 4/20? Oh, that day's already passed. Yeah, I never got the long hair. My hair gets real curly when it gets longer, and it bothers me, so I always have to cut it. I have most of my school things prepped for next year. Nice. Look at this girl. Procrastination. We got a baby coming. We gotta get ready. We gotta get ready. Well done. Is that like that's like a school teacher version of nesting? You're nesting, you're getting things ready for the baby, and you're like, shoot, might as well get things ready for the classroom and the sub and everything that's got it going on. MP is a skater boy, y'all. Trying to do as little as possible during the summer. Yeah, well, you are doing one of the most difficult things as possible this summer. You are literally growing a human inside of you, uh, and she needs all of your energy, all of it. So it's gonna take a lot just doing that. It is it's not easy from what I understand. Having watched my wife go through it 3 times and, countless people around me, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Have you picked a name? Oh, she's gonna release the name on the daily dad stream. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, please. I can't take that pressure. It was bad. I tell my wife all the time, "What the did you do to date me?" Braces and long blonde hair. She saw through it, dude. She saw through it. Ah, Savannah is a great one. Yep. Good name. Names picked. No one will know until the baby's born. Nice. And then hopefully 90% of us know before your brother knows. That would be also very cool. Have a great day at class. We'll see you later. They did do a gender reveal. We did see that. She did it with her volleyball team. Um, name reveal cake. Yeah, that's what you meant. Uh, but yeah, thank you for stopping by. All right. Guys, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. MP, guess what tomorrow is? Tomorrow's Thursday. Let's go, dude. Um, we're both so excited. Every Wednesday, this is me and MP. Wednesday is it Canon Day? So if you're a fan of our friends Ann and Tom, they have their podcasts out this morning. I listened to about half of it on my drive, and it's pretty good. It's just the two of them being straight up shenanigans. It's just like, not too far off from this show. Like, we try to have some sort of structure, but at the end of the day, everything's made up and the points don't matter. So what I was hearing was straight nonsense. There was a call to action, so I will fulfill my duty since I was called out as a avid listener. Yeah, that's this guy on a calorie deficit. Just don't say cake around him. Don't say cake around him. All he had was a banana and coffee today. Um, so Ann and Tom would like us to bring back Butted Up V Friends and would also like us to read more fucking comics. So bring it back, Butted Up V Friends. We're going to clip that. And we're going to put it out there. And Ann's going to make some magic. And we will bring that little tune back because I agree with them. I love that little tagline at the end. And it seems like they've done away with it. And I miss it. Let's say that's the reason why I'm tuning out is because without that ending tune, I just don't know where we are anymore. Bananas, no cake. I'm a cake Nazi. No soup for you. Friday episode with comics. You coming on Friday? You coming on Friday with some comics, dude? We could do that. I could pull out my last couple of comics that I still need to rip through and see if I got any cool covers to trade or sell. I'm in the mood to trade or sell so that I can just get the base comics. That's kind of my goal. Good morning, Oz. Enjoy that Subaru commercial and then Google. Let's go. Brought to you by and sponsored by. We are sponsored by Subaru and Google. Speaking of Subarus, topic of yesterday with me and my wife, um, as I finally kind of get through, uh, and kind of something I wanted to bring up to David. I don't think there's anyone else in here, but like we are at the point where my wife and I were just having a conversation about a car for our daughter. Yes, I am the same straight base so we can read them. Yeah. We were discussing a car. So my car is just leased through the company. Simple, easy for me. Trade it out. Put a lot of miles on them, so I gotta just gosh circle through them. My wife's is paid off, over 100K miles, but kind of getting to the place of like stuff breaking. And then now we're trying to figure out, do we let the daughter, just borrow the 2 cars and get something new for us? Like, we're just, like, on it all in between cars. Do we get, like, a small, older beater that, will teach her life lessons, like breaking down on the side of the road and what to do? I had one of those, like, I blew an engine, like, within the first year, all that kinda stuff. Taught me a lot of a lot of respect for cars in that instance, being stranded in different places, blowing a tire out, all that kind of stuff. Um, a friend of ours brought up to me that his grandmother, I believe, has a 2011 Honda with only like 70,000 miles. So I think like that would be good. Deal from a friend, old, like taken care of car with super low miles. Like, that was kinda something, but obviously, it's gonna be, like, a not a cute car. You know how kids these are these days, so that was our topic. David, if you have any advice, since I know you've been there now 3 times, probably? I don't know if you just, like, got one and handed it all down. Uh, what else, man? We did okay, so I had this plan yesterday going home where I was like, I'm gonna stop at Trader Joe's and get a plant and some candy, to sweeten the apology to my wife and kind of recover from what we talked about yesterday. Wait, we gotta buy these Rugrats cars later on? I mean, you don't. You don't. No, you don't at all. That was not what I was saying. That's the other plan too. Thank you for bringing up option 3, Oz. Don't get her anything. And she gets a job and she figures it out and all that kind of stuff. Like, my mom had a car that she just like kept in those years that was very old. It was 2 years younger than I was. So I'm 83. It was an 85. She had it through the years of my childhood. And then when she upgraded pretty close to when I was turning 16, she just kept it. She kept it around. Um, so, if you got it, that makes sense. 3 cars, so many accidents, banged up cars, so many lessons. Yeah, that's my life too. With every car I've had, there's been so many stories. That's what I got, Old Faithful. Yeah, yeah, and I broke that thing down for sure. Um, so we're coming up on that, but like my wife's concern is like, do you get her a beater? And like, you know, she has to deal with those kind of things and, like knowingly putting around like her friend Sam that we used to hang out with a lot and they aren't really friends anymore, unfortunately, had like an older car and her parents would tell her like you can't drive far with it. So kind of like closes down their area. And I don't know if that's, on purpose or not, but it's basically like an older car, you don't want her driving, 600 miles. I agree. I 100% agree. That was like a thought I had. So we're gonna talk about it a little bit more, but that's I figured that's most of it. us would be saying in our generation. I think we all got those. They all like kind of helped us grow a little bit. You know, you go today to the schools, like the town where I work is very like affluent, like wealthy people. So you go to the schools there, and every high school kid has a brand new car, like ranging from Hondas all the way up to like Audis, Porsches. No, I don't think there's Porsches there, but and they might be just driving their parents' car too. But and then the school where my kid goes, it's very similar. There's brand new like Broncos there, like all kinds of stuff, like beautiful cars. A couple kids got Teslas. Like, dude, what is with these? So there's a little bit of a stigma in the school, like where my child might not feel happy about what we end up getting her 2011 Honda Accord. I think if I had a girl, I would want a good car. See, and I think that was my wife's point. Um, just making sure that there wasn't a situation where she was broke down on the side of the road in the middle of the night. Like she was with a friend of hers. They were driving around, and he was driving his mom's car with two or three other people in it. So another boy and two girls, and they ran out of gas. So they're just sitting there on the side of the road. Um, it was like a whole thing of shenanigans. Oh, all my cars for the girls were beaters. They learn how to take care of the car. They learn cars have character, and you need to learn that character. Yeah, the lessons are still there for sure. Um, wonder how Savvy feels about that. Savvy, you still there? Wonder how Savvy feels. Wonder what Savvy's first car was. All right, so we're flowing on cars, guys. That was just one of the topics. That was just one of the notes. We got so much more going on. Um, again, the reminders are getting shorter and shorter, people. Mother's Day is this weekend. So I hope y'all are locked in and got something. I saw Dylan. Dylan, did you do an early gift? I saw an orchid in a car from Dylan. So that guy might have already just knocked it off the list. I'm doing mine as well. Mine is definitely, thanks to David, workshopping this idea with me. Mine is definitely going to be gardening. My wife wants plants. Um, So what I did yesterday was I bought gardening gloves for the family. So like smaller sizes for the kids and stuff like that. Cause my thought is either Saturday or Sunday, we go to Home Depot, pick up a bunch of flowers for mom, and then we would like plant them as a family. Maybe while mom is sipping a mimosa and coffee and watching us or something like that. It's kind of like my idea. I can get the little turds to actually, come out there and garden with me. It'd be great. So we shall see how that goes. And have to chuck some parent guilt right at them. This is your mom. We got to get her something. I grew up in the foster system. Got my first car at 21 when I could afford one in the army. Gotcha. Okay, so a little bit different of a life. I get you. That was a gift for my office. That was a gift for my office from my grandmother-in-law. Oh, nice. That's awesome. So you get a new office, or was it just like a random thing? My eldest daughter is single but has several dogs, so I do doggy mama approach. Okay, nice. Look at this guy. So we don't, right? You don't have any grandchildren yet, so I like that. Celebrating dog Mother's Day. That's kind of cool. That's cute. Very very cute. And I imagine when if and when the kids have kids, David's going to be a G when it comes to celebrating his daughters for Mother's Day. Okay. We're already 20 minutes in, guys. We haven't gotten anywhere near the reading. So I'm just going to skip all the other topics of my life. There's so much going on right now. The reading today was Sweep the Sheds. This one's a good one. I like this thought, this theory, this team, the New Zealand All Blacks, a rugby franchise, greatest of all time. Don't know anything about them. Do any of you guys know anything about them? Follow rugby, follow them, anything like that? Apparently, they have this motto where they clean up after themselves. They clean the locker room. They clean the field. There's no janitorial team that follows them. Um, Full haka. All right, good stuff. Um, and I like that, being responsible for yourself, for your mess. I can truly get behind that and appreciate it. Kind of a transition. My grandfather-in-law, it's his business and office, and he isn't coming back. And nice. All right. Dylan's taking over, y'all. Let's go. Congratulations, dude. That's great. Good, good, good. Um, and my response to this reading is I fucking wish I could get my kids to clean up after themselves. Good Lord. My other response to this reading is I have to watch what I say today because after yesterday's episode, this episode is going to get me in more trouble because I am the clean, organized one in my household. David dropped a link. Mm, okay, gotcha. All Blacks Haka. So it's like a chant or a cheer that they do. Okay, nice. I don't have like music or connection on this computer, so I don't think that would come across. But, anyways, folks, my wife's a messy one. Okay, she's the messy one. So, it is what it is. So we're trying. We're working our way through it. I'm tiptoeing around, the hmm, I wonder where our kids learned it from kind of situation. And just is just is what it is. It's very tough. For someone that doesn't click links, that's a long one. It was a Google search for the All Blacks haka, and it looks like a rugby team about to do some sort of chant or cheer. Um, I mean, I could share it, but again, the music wouldn't play through. You would just see the video of what it is. So I can't. New Zealand team, sorry if I didn't say that. But what was the reading? Yep, reading, cleaning, and maintenance is an illustration of who you are. I see. I love the reading. I do. My wife. Okay, here it is. Oh, my wife. The hell, Ben Kind. Calm down. Um, a little Ben Kind stickers fell. So it's like my wife's a bit messy, but it's because she's got a lot going on in that brain of hers. Okay. There is a lot. There's a lot of family scheduling. There's a lot of family dynamics. There's a lot of homework. There's a lot of soccer. There's a lot of all the stuff that girl handles for us, me, the kids. Thank you, Eric Kirk, over on Facebook for the like. Appreciate you for tuning in. Uh, Most likely on Jason's profile, right? Friend of Jason's. But yeah, there's just a lot. There's just a lot. So when she comes home, she's always got like bags of stuff. They get thrown on the counter. Her shoes get kicked around, and she goes into whatever the next thing is that she needs to plan, either food or laundry or dishes. Like I pay no attention to the schedule. I am your standard. What are we doing today? And I get the response. It's in the calendar, and I respond back. I don't look at the calendar. Just tell me what we're doing. So I could definitely be better, and I have tried to step up my game. When I come home, I find the mess, I find the dishes, I get it done. But that's definitely more along the lines of the parents, the magical elves of the house, just come by and clean up everything after these little rugrats, as they were so aptly named earlier by our friend Oz. So I don't know if anyone has this figured out. I imagine MP does, when he's not getting shot with Nerf bullets and at booty camp. Um, I think his kids just clean everything and they probably clean up after him. Oh, that made me laugh, Sammy, because it came over on my Twitch screen and was like, do you want to allow or deny this? So, like, I got this notification over here. Oh, man, crash goblins. I never heard of that. Why have I never heard that? That's funny. Well done, man. Little crotch goblin. I'm gonna call my 17-year-old that. I'm gonna write it in her birthday card. I'm so happy to see you grown into a beautiful young woman because you sure were a crotch goblin back in the day. I have to remember that. That'd be great. What else? Notesy McGee. Da, 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 da. What the hell does that even say? Unfortunately, has been the main parent failure. No, that's not failure. Bro, take better notes, dude. Come on, pass, Dom. I can see when she asked them to clean the house. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm seeing a little bit of it in my middle daughter of my wife's asking her to clean, and there's like a part of my daughter that has no filter that will say these things, and the other part that where she's trying to filter herself and not get in more trouble. But there's a little bit of her that's like, why? Your room's a mess. The other day, my wife and I were changing for soccer practice because it is freezing cold and windy out at the soccer field. And we go into the closet, and my wife just has this big mess on the floor, and she's like, "Oh, I hate this." And like I'm, you know, holding my breath, and I'm like, "Oh, what's wrong, honey?" And she's like, "Well, I have to change in the closet because it's the only place with lights when I come back from the gym, and you're asleep." And I'm like, I don't really care if you turn on the lights. When I'm asleep, I'm asleep. You can go ahead and change in the bedroom if you want. That's fine. Um, and who knows? Maybe the lights do wake me up. And when I wake up, I see a half naked woman. Not a bad way to wake up in the middle of the night, honestly. Off to a call at the top of the hour. Behave, couch. Behave. As I talk about it. A half naked woman. He says behave. That couldn't have come at a better time. Um, But, I kinda felt bad. It's not a big closet, but it is a decently big closet. But yeah, there's quite a mess there. And you know, again, marital things, marital differences, people differences. It can be a touchy subject, so we will tread lightly. Moving on. We already talked about that. The magic elves. We already talked about those magic elves. We love them. 'Em. They're there. We are them. And then we have a little bit of a stoic. Nah, we don't need to get to that. What else do we wanna talk about? Oh, there's one big one that I wanted to talk about, but I just don't even know how to bring it up. We might be we are entertaining the idea. We've been approached multiple times, and it's getting closer and closer to having a 18-year-old boy from Bailey's school who's a friend of hers. There does not seem to be any romantic involvement at all. Move in with us or temporarily stay with us because he's having home troubles. Like he's been kicked out by his parents. He appeared to be moved into a house not too far away that his mom was paying for. And now the newest thing is she's not going to pay for it anymore. So she's essentially kicking him out of that place too. So super unfortunate, whatever's going on in that family. We don't really know. Like it's, one of those things tough to ask. But I've tasked my wife and Bailey with asking, like, I would like the full story, or at least his version of the full story, to as thoroughly as possible understand what is going on in his life that got him to this point. I have to be concerned for the fact that I have younger children in the house and a wife, and I'm not always home. And I don't want to bring in someone who could, you know, harm my family. So I'm a little worried, but also I've met him a couple of times. He is very respectful. My wife has taken him to school a good amount of times. She likes the kid. I trust her, and we're very trusting people. So I don't know. That's just a big one. We literally are just talking about it right now. We all get busy. Imagine three little boys and a man child. I make it point to do more of that. I love the reference of us being man child, or just like the fact that my wife has 4 kids because I am definitely one of them. And when I least expect it, the house is clean. Yeah, that's the elves, man. It's a rite of passage, isn't it? Getting kicked out when you turn 18. Yeah, I mean, I went to college at 17, so like that was not kicked out; it's more of left, right? There's a lot of that going on. Everybody comes from different circumstances. I'm sure Savvy might have a little bit more on this subject. Growing up in the foster system as she did. So from what I know, the dad's not in the picture. It's just the mom. Uh, you know, there might be just trouble with the mom. A lot of Amy's, my wife's opinion is like, she's like, I don't even understand how a mom can do this. So, but that's her growing up in her life with her experiences, and this woman growing up with her life and her experiences. So I don't know. And we're hoping to get some more information because obviously, like I said, he's a good kid. He's a good friend to Bailey. Um, he's on the swim team, so that's how they know each other. He's been over at our house and, like I said, been respectful and, of our house, of us and our Bailey siblings. So it's not like we want him to go without. Um, One of the things that Amy kind of gives him a lot of credit for, which I can appreciate too, is that he's 18, his parents kicked him out, but he still goes to school every day. And not only that, but when we pick him up, Bailey has 0 period. So we we pick him up an hour before he even has to go to school, but he still, takes the ride, is out there promptly when we're on our way. Is very thankful for for our service of giving him a ride to school, and then he's essentially at school an hour early, just hanging out, waiting for school to start. So I can't say that at that age, had that happened to me, I would have gone to school. So got to give him some credit there. Don't be afraid to ask him. He might be waiting. True. That's a very true story. Good point. See, it's just the simple things. It just helps when someone says it. That's why I'm here. That's why I tell you guys these things. That's why like half of the page can just be notes on my life. I'm always looking for some advice, guys. I'm making this shit up as I go along. And I just need some of y'all's different perspective, some of your reframes to just give thank you, Savvy. Appreciate you for being here. Um, there we go, guys. Way over time. You know, Mr. Turner is rolling in his grave about how far over 30 minutes I go. Just kidding. He doesn't even pay attention to this anymore. He's never listened to one of these, this guy. But thank you guys. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great Wednesday. Happy May, May the 6th. You know, I don't know where I was going with that, but just enjoy your day, enjoy your life. I'm just gonna keep waving. Bye, people. I appreciate you guys.
What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's the morning time.